Vet MP Frank Box has told he is examining causing an election in his Birkenhead electoral district. He has abandoned the Labour stick above the management's processing of Against-Semitism concoction but wants to go on meeting as an freelance Labour MP. He as well attacked the civilization of evilness in Labour by Jeremy Corbyn's management. Mr. Corbyn's supporters told he had abandoned since he was cladding deselection by regional side members in Birkenhead. He newly lose a voice of trust organised by members irate at his supporting for the by the government in Brexit votes. Mr. Box, who has provided the Merseyside chair with 1979 and won in 2017 in a most of 25,514, has florid early efforts to deselect him. He rejected he had jumped up he was spurred and told he designed to struggle the following general poll as an freelance Labour applicant. I will apparently do a judgment on if I should in fact include a on election or no. I will be in Birkenhead, human beings will be speaking to me, coming up to me in the road to see if they wish me to include a on election or no. Frank Box's judgment to abandon the Labour stick one day once again exposes the divisions at the cardiac of the Labour side. Difference the response of Jeremy Corbyn in his vice Tom Watson. In a 12 speech, a-sentence response, Mr. Corbyn did not dedicate a solitary style to reflecting pity at Mr. Box's leaving. Mr. Watson outlined Mr. Box's ad as a severe losing that reflecting profound divisions, a feeling of drifting and should act as a main wake-up urge. And now Frank Box is interesting the concept of a on election. Think how, the man who has provided Birkenhead for almost 40 years, against the Labour side. Labour's divisions would be crystallised in one competition, apparent to everyone, not fair on Merseyside, but lot future afield as so. This campaigning how Hebrew human beings sense versus them by factions of the Labour side is all portion of the intolerant that we as well see at a regional standard. He told he would love to struggle the following general poll as the formal Labour applicant, by Jeremy Corbyn, but requested to put blood pressure on the management to changing the way it has been responsible to such a complaints. It is not real to tell I'm a continuous reviewer of Jeremy, told Mr. Box. This concept the is portion of a story or whatever else is just mad. It is since I believe he will conduct us in the following poll how I believe these issues are immediate. A Labour resource told Frank has been looking for an pretext to abandon for several period or, by side rules, he could not abandon as a Labour MP and go on to be a term of the side. Labour's vice lead Tom Watson outlined the retire of Mr. Box as a severe losing to the side and a main wake-up urge. Labour backbencher John Mann, who as well defied the side stick to behind the by the government in Brexit votes and who has been a brutal reviewer of the management's position on Against-Semitism, told Mr. Corbyn should convince Mr. Box to back to the Parliament side. Or, he added, the Labour lead should declare how all Hebrew Labour MPs would be automatic deselected to struggle the following general poll to get the oppression of them off the order of business. He told he would stay in the side to struggle to the recent but added, if the isn't graded, I forecast other will come. This side has undertaken the question of Against-Semitism really severely, far more than severely rather than any some policy side. He's so sad to see who love Frank Box trashing Labour's against racist recording. Labour has been behaviour in a row on the degree of Against-Semitism during the side for more than rather than 2 years. A 2016 investigation, transferred out by Shami Chakrabarti, signed how time the Labour side was not over expenditure by Against-Semitism, down there was an sometimes toxicity ambience. Newly, the attention has been on a new coding of hold the side has adoptee on Against-Semitism, in critics worried how it does not go as far as the World Genocide Memory Association's guidance. Over the monthly, Mr. Corbyn once again apologized for wound inflicted to Hebrew human beings by Against-Semitism in his side and acknowledged Labour had been too sluggish in behavior in discipline cases.